Hi, this is Angela, and it is a beautiful afternoon in North Carolina. It rained this morning, and now we've got bright sunshine, so it's a really nice day to be alive. RipTorn, the actor, died yesterday. He was 88, and most of you younger people would remember RipTorn from his big role in Men in Black, which was so fantastic. He played such a good bad guy. He's been an actor for 7 decades. He started acting at 18, and he was a stage actor first and built a solid career on stage. And then in the 50s, he broke out and had a couple starring roles and was really so good that he was actually compared to Marlon Brando and Paul Newman, and they were everything back then. But Rip Torn, what I admired about him was he was also a political activist, and in 1963, he and James Baldwin, the author, and Harry Belafonte, the singer, had a very emotional and frank and honest meeting with Robert Kennedy about civil rights and about the fact that there's no way this country is going to move forward unless all Americans were created equal. And I admire him for that. It caused him a lot of grief in Hollywood for a while. Hollywood never did really care for anyone that was an activist back in those days. Nowadays it's the thing, but back then you never called attention to yourself for anything that was not positive. But he had anger issues. He was married 3 times, and his second marriage was extremely happy. He was married to the real famous actress Geraldine Page. He had 6 children, and he was married to his 3rd wife happily when he died and was surrounded by their 2 children that they had. But in 1969, he had such a bad attitude that he was fired from the film Easy Rider and replaced by Jack Nicholson. So Jack Nicholson really can thank his career on the fact that Rip Torn had a anger problem. And in the early 70s, he was making a film with Norman Mailer, and he didn't like the way Norman Mailer was directing, and he hit him in the head with a hammer. And next thing you know, the 2 of them were rolling around on the floor of the set, and Norman Mailer tried to bite his ear off, and they ended up keeping that scene in the movie, but the blood was real. So that was pretty interesting. But I hope Rip Torn rest in peace. I hope he is finally at peace. In the beginning of his career, he caught a lot of flack about his name. It was a family name, a nickname. His grandfather and his father had both been nicknamed Rip. And he held hard and fast that he would not change his name, even though the directors tried to get him to for years and years. And I admired him for that too. But anyway, Rip Torn, you had a very varied and interesting Hollywood career, and you will live on forever on screen.